Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
Like I'm watching. I know we're live now, but like I see Dez do this with her hair, and like Hugger got her hair down. I'm like, oh, rub it in. I feel like anything that has to do with hair is a complete like in your face because I'm balding.
Let your locks out, Fame. Come
I mean,
on.
like, just let your soul glow. It's okay.
Nah, he got twists.
I need to just shave it bald.
Yeah, you look like you have a good shaped head. Some people don't. I've seen you in person.
Thank
you have a good shaped head.
I've said this.
I just don't think I'm dark skinned enough.
You don't have to be. There's so many light skinned dudes out there with bald heads. You have white men.
No, I'm not even light skinned. I'm in this weird position in between.
You're cocoa cream, baby. Just rock it.
Paper sack brown. You know, I
No.
need to hook up with
Picked up a
somebody I met at
game.
PAX East that was like, oh, that's like, oh, I was balling too, baby, and I got that fixed. Let me give you my person. So we might fix it. Listen, in the chat, I see Drake Williams.
You're
What's
not
happening with
going
you?
to Turkey to get hair
I'm going to
implants.
bark bark. No, that's a chicken. Hold on. What does turkey sound make?
A goblin?
What
Like a
turkeys?
gobbly sound? Yeah, yeah.
There.
Wish you did.
There you go.
Oh my God!
Close enough. Close enough. And please, I hope somebody captures that. In the chat, Drake Williams, I see you, my boy. I appreciate you coming through. Bordy McBoard, one half of Cogs in the Machine. If you guys missed Cogs in the Machine yesterday, please go check out those ladies. Bordy and Hugger go live every other Tuesday. Here, they opposite 15 Minutes of Fame. Make sure you check out Flames of Founder. I see you in the chat rocking out with us. Man, you guys hit that like button, help us out a whole bunch. We got a lot to talk about tonight. I hope you're not expecting doom and gloom, and maybe a little bit. I may go a little bit because I'm a little bipolar when it comes to Xbox and things. Xbox, like one day I'm like, oh, forget them, they're leaving, bye bye, I don't care no more. Another day I'm like, oh my God, I love Xbox. What are you doing? Don't go to PlayStation. Next minute I'm like, I guess I'm gonna rock PlayStation. I'm a little bipolar. I don't know how it's gonna go tonight, but we're gonna figure it out. Whoa, Hugger the real guy. Wow,
Damn,
Bordy. Bordy, out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket, Bordy.
So on brand for her.
We got a lot to talk about tonight, right? Again, Xbox games, Xbox Studio, Square Enix. You know, are we finally getting these mainline games on other platforms day one? PlayStation shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to Helldivers and Ghost of Tsushima. Before we get to that, introductions per usual. Half of Cogs in the Machine, my right hand. Man, the full hugger with the hearts of ours. What's going on, sis?
What's going on? I'm glad to be back. We took last week off. We was much needed and we're back. And also, shout out to Minecraft, 15 years old today. What the hell? That time just flew by.
Is it only 15?
Right?
I know it feels older than that, but I guess not.
It got a whole generation of kids out of Call of Duty lobbies, so I can't be mad at that.
Yeah. I love
as someone who doesn't play Minecraft, I think Minecraft is stupid.
You played Minecraft Dungeons with me though.
That's different. Minecraft Dungeons was alright.
It's still Minecraft.
But it ain't like regular Minecraft. Like, oh, I'm a block.
But what is regular
You're
Minecraft
still a block
anymore? Minecraft,
you know what I mean?
Everywhere.
If you don't like open world survival games, it's not for you.
Yes.
You're basically
I've recently
saying
got into survival games.
But you said it's dumb because of the graphics, but like the gameplay.
I didn't say because of the graphics. I just think it's
because I'm a block, which is basically the graphics.
So
I'm a block.
FMVs, he's fine with graphics being kind of.
Yeah.
So why?
Yes,
is
Bordy, I play
dumb?
Power World. Huh?
Why is Minecraft dumb then?
I'm gonna be honest, okay?
No, be honest. I want you to be honest.
Listen.
Full transparency.
So because I had never like I played Minecraft Dungeons, but I never played, right? So when I booted up Minecraft for the first time, like I was just there and I was like,
you like something to
you know that meme?
What do.
What's his name? When he walks in, he's just like, that was me, and I'm just like, so yeah, John. And I was like, what the hell do we do?
Thought it was dumb because you didn't know what to do.
And so I uninstalled that thing expeditiously.
I thought it was dumb because I didn't know what to do.
Dumb. It's stupid.
People crapped on Starfield because it was the same thing, where it didn't hold your hand. So
I'm out. No.
Oh, okay.
You cannot compare the emptiness beginning of Minecraft to Starfield.
When did you play 100%. Minecraft for the first time?
Last year.
Bro, there's so much shit in Minecraft now.
Yeah, but how do you start? You just like start. You just there, and it's like
it's an open world survival game. Like
and it's just green blocks in front of you. It's like, oh, hello block.
I wasn't
block
trying
tree.
To inspire a Minecraft.
I need you to play with. I need you to play with other people so you can understand.
Well, whenever you're ready to hold my hand in Minecraft,
I will hold your hand. I will absolutely hold your hand.
Okay, because I just need to be told what to do until I'll
be like, go get some trees. Go hit
until the then, my Metacritic score stands. It gets a 6 out of 100 because it's stupid.
Oh my God. Can we just say it's not stupid? Can we say you don't know how to play the game, so you don't want to take the time to look up how to play the game? It's easy. Google it. That doesn't make the game stupid.
I'd rather not say that.
Okay. I'd rather
I,
not. Okay. It's
I,
definitely user error. Moving on to the
I'd
next
I'd rather
topic.
say that it's stupid, and I'm smart enough to recognize that.
Oh, okay.
Just putting it out there. But while you're here, Daz, one of the hardest working women in the industry, Daz, what's going on, sis?
Yo, it's so good to be back on camera. Hey, everybody. I know we were gonna start off with this kind of heat. It always reminds me of what's going on with Drake and Kendrick. Like, but good to be here. Good to be here as always. I missed you guys.
You ain't miss us. Shout out to the Dez chicken emoji in the chat. Thank you, Otaku Fix. I agree with Fame just because I want to be Listen, baby, let the toxicity flow through you. Especially when we're talking about the Xbox Studio stuff. Like, let it flow through you, bro. Because hear me out. We are at the beginning of the end of the console war. So anything you got left, any hate you got inside of you for a platform, let it out. Because pretty soon you're not going to be able to. We're at the beginning of the end. You know, it's the purge, baby. The alarm's about to be sounded. Kill all you want until the alarms go off, and then we're good to go.
It's the beginning of the end, per se. I think we're in a transitionary period, just like when Sega got wiped out. You know what I mean? I think we're going to be going towards more VR versus like just having your traditional console. That's what I think.
I can see. I mean, I think VR. I agree with Phil Spencer with VR still a ways away, but
yeah, no, but I think
before we see VR.
That's probably
AR is
true.
like, people are into that right now because all you need is a phone, not even a good quality. VR, you need the whole.
Last but not least, I'm not sure if he's here, but we're gonna do it anyway. DALLAZ.
Man, what's happening?
Man, what's happening? Got him.
Got him.
Man, say game be cheating. That's crazy. It seemed like I say this a lot too. It always seemed like it's been a long time since the last time. And it has because we skipped a week, and then I had to skip a week before then. So I ain't seen y'all in a long ass time. And I'm happy to do it now. Let's get it.
Hey D, the world needs your avatar with the middle finger emote with the middle finger, so I can make it an emote.
Ooh, okay, big. Also, since we talking about the whole Drake and Kendrick thing, can I just say this real fast? Like, I heard somebody talk about this, but I haven't heard this one little piece of information. So, you know, like the A minor line everybody talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the reply to that was you got to be sharp to see something, and people was like, "There's no such thing as B sharp," and I'm like, yes, it is.
Who said
But I
there's no
don't
such
think
thing as B sharp?
I saw
People
it
that
so
don't know
much.
music.
It was so
Oh,
stupid
okay.
how much I got mad, but also yeah. But the internet is the internet, so I stayed out of it
Stop
and let
being
just people
dumb
be
is
dumb.
what Dallas is saying.
It
Yeah.
was so stupid, but people are not catching. Like, if I'm not mistaken, ain't A minor the only minor scale, the only minor chord that's all white keys? If
Yeah.
that was done on
Yeah.
purpose, that's such a bar.
I
If
think he
that was
put
done on
thought
purpose,
into
that's such a bar.
everything that he did. Do you guys remember the T-shirts? And then we're gonna get off this topic because
This
it's
is
like
how
kind of
you
gross.
know.
Yeah, because I
Kendrick.
don't want to get hung up on Drake
Yeah.
and Kendrick because it gets down a rabbit hole I don't want to go down.
But like
It's
there
coming out
used to
too
be
quick.
this T-shirt. Yeah, there used to be this T-shirt where it was like, anyways, it was like music in A minor. So I don't know if like he got. So I'm not gonna go into detail, but you know that one time at band
That was
camp,
Alicia
and that's
Keys'
all I'm gonna
first album.
say. That's all I'm gonna
Band.
say.
The name of
Listen,
Alicia Keys' first album was songs in A minor, so you know.
listen. Before we get going to topics, I'll remind you guys. This Friday, I'll actually be streaming, and I hope this works. Right? I hope that you can actually see it. I'll be streaming. Can you see it?
See your head?
Whack!
No, I'm kidding. We
Oh, you can see it.
Go
Yeah.
closer to
Scoot a
the
little bit.
wall.
Scoot a little bit to your. No, not back. Yeah, right there, right there. Nope. Why'd
And I'm
you
gonna
move
bring
it?
you-
Right. Stop.
I'm
Nope.
gonna bring you a
Stop.
big screen.
I'm twerking in a minute.
Big boy boxing.
Yeah.
What's
I'm about to
up?
start twerking. Y'all had to keep having my back toward the camera for so long. I'll be streaming next
Well,
weekend, so
you
make sure you guys
know,
come out and rock with me. I'm
You
about to
don't
get the
my
show
have to have
option's
started.
still on the
them.
table.
Hugger, do you have the list of channel members to run down?
Ooh,
Baron,
no,
I know
but
Baron's been doing it.
I do not.
I want to say thank you to the channel members before we get
Before we jump
started.
into it,
Yeah, Baron been running them down. Bear with me.
Bear with us,
Uh,
babies.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, don't forget, at the end of the show, we like to give suggestions. We're giving you guys time to find your suggestions because I know sometimes you message us out there and say, I didn't have time. Here's your time. Get your suggestion ready,
Okay,
book, anime, movie, game, whatever.
we're gonna give
I'm
a shout
never
out to our channel
prepared.
members. Remember, becoming a channel member is one of the best ways you can support Level 1 Gaming, and it's much appreciated. So, Bordy McBoy, Miss L, Legendary Yobi, Johnny Man, Stroley, J08383880387. We gotta do a thing at the bottom because it's gonna lot. Joy Metroid, Donald Taco, TSWS Game, Adidas Zero, Raiden Blade, Emmanuel One, Tile, Mr. Sith, Geek Life, Mike, Dallas Man, Drake Williams, Blue Moon FC, Lucci, Sky Crow, Stone King, The Black John, Chris Coleman, Arcade, Frizzle, and Stanley. Thank you guys for becoming and being channel members at Level 1. Again, that's one of the best ways you can support us and help us grow. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Fat man out of breath. But we're going to talk right into the topics. First, we're going to talk. I want to talk about quickly because we wasn't here last week. I do want to talk about the Xbox Studio closures before we get into some of the newer news we heard about, or the report coming out of Windows Central from Just Corden that Xbox games has a no red line thing happening, which we're going to get a lot of games on over the PlayStation, possibly. I do want to talk about what happened the previous week with Xbox closing Tango GameWorks. They did close down Red Dog and Arcane Austin. Arcane Austin, a lot of people weren't really upset because Arcane Austin, which not to be mistaken from Leon, which is doing the Blade. Arcane Austin did Redfall, and as we know, Redfall was, for all intents and purposes, was a dud, which is disappointing because it was one of my most anticipated games. I played it for an hour, and I was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not as good as I expected it to be, right? But Tango GameWorks is the one that really got people upset because Hi-Fi Rush was a hit. At one point, Hi-Fi Rush was in talk and consideration of Game of the Year. During the Game Awards, Hi-Fi Rush won multiple awards. After Tango GameWorks was shut down, Matt Booty comes out and talks about, hey, the smaller titles are the titles that we need a smaller hit. But you just shut down Tango GameWorks. We heard a few years ago from Phil Spencer how they want to make a bigger foothold in Japan, but you shut down your one Japanese studio. I do understand the studio lead did leave a few years. He did leave last year after Hi-Fi Rush came out. But for a lot of people, this was a terrible, terrible, terrible sign. I just got a notification somewhere that I'm gonna jump into. This was a terrible sign. And don't get it twisted. I do understand this is an industry wide thing. A lot of studios. I mean, we're gonna talk about some stuff with Square Enix, Sony. Everyone's been shutting down studios, but for Xbox, I think for a lot of people, including myself, this one stung a little bit more because number one, you just bought this studio. It produced a hit game. Now we don't know the sales numbers, how that works, but as far as Metacritic goes, as far as the opinion of the community, this was, in all intents and purposes, a hit game for Xbox. Then they shut down the studio. Des, you're the closest one in this industry. We know the work that you do inside the industry. I want to get your thoughts on Microsoft shutting down those 4 studios, and is this just a continuation of what we got going as far as studios closing down, or are people more upset than what they should be because this has become the norm?
I think it goes beyond it just being business at this point because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's because of the overhiring they did during COVID, so they're letting go of a lot of the marketing and those kind of roles. But this time this actually affected like a lot of developers. It almost seems like I don't know if this is true or not. But it almost seems like Microsoft seemed like they had the money, and then they realized after they spent that much money in the acquisition of Blizzard, they were like, wait a minute, maybe we didn't have as much money as we thought we did. Because they are like just cutting people left and right. And I know some of the conversation around that is like, well, that's what happens when you have an acquisition, but this is unprecedented. Like, it's never been this bad before. And I think I'm not sure if it was Amir on LinkedIn actually did some research on it about like when a studio has so many hit games and how many layoffs that happen to correlate with that. And it's just been insane how many people have been let go. I'm sad because I thought we were coming out of this, but I don't know. I think I think Xbox is in a state of transition to where if they're wanting to put games on PlayStation, it sounds like they kind of just aren't super interested in doing the things that they said that they were going to do a few years ago. And I don't know, the only big change that's happened within that time is the acquisition of Blizzard and, well, Activision and all of that. So I don't know if it's that they don't have the money and it seemed like they had the money or what's going on. So
It's so weird to hear anything about Microsoft not having the money, and I think that's part of it too. When people
I don't
hear
think
about
it's not
Tango
that
Gameworks shutting
Microsoft
down,
I don't think it's not that Microsoft doesn't have the money. Microsoft has buku money. I think it's that they don't want to put that much money into Xbox anymore. That's what I think it is. I mean, like, who goes around shutting down studios that give you hits?
Microsoft. And it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Hugs, I'm gonna swing over to you before we jump into the main thing. Your thoughts about Microsoft or Xbox, and to be clear, and someone let me know, chat. This is why you guys are freaking awesome, and you guys fact check me, right? I don't know if these people were they all integrated to other studios or were they laid off? Not 100%. Charlie, what's happening? We're not 100% sure. But Hugs, your thoughts on Microsoft shutting down Tango GameWorks immediately after they've made one of the best Xbox IPs, especially new IPs, in a long time.
I think also just to limit them to Hi-Fi Rush is a shame because they really carved out a niche in the horror space with Ghostwire Tokyo
Evil
and the Evil
Within.
Within series.
I forgot
But
about that. Ghostwire was in.
Ghostwire, yeah, it was but it was the way they kind of handled it and brought Japanese lore to a Western market was I really did enjoy it. The story could have been better though, but they 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 make good games, and to shut them down, I'm not surprised because have we not been slowly being like, damn, is this a Microsoft or an Xbox? Microsoft is recalling their product that has made them money now, so they're bringing it back into the fold, and we shouldn't be surprised. And we'll probably be very surprised by some cuts we see coming up quick, but it's a Microsoft product. Xbox has made them their money that they wanted to, has got people more into the ecosystem that they need. They really don't care about us. Microsoft could shut down Xbox today and still be like, yeah, we are good. You
Yeah,
have to buy our PCs anyway.
yeah.
You're gonna make the PC community mad by saying that, Hogan.
I
I'm
am
part of
PC
the PC
community.
community. I'm okay with that.
Well, you know, Microsoft does not own PC. PC belongs to nobody.
You have to buy an operating system,
Microsoft
and most
kind of
PC
owns
players
It's
are
it's
not
it's the
under that.
OS, yeah.
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 But we know PC gamers will play semantics. I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, we think about PC, you automatically think of Microsoft. Like, no, it's my PC. Microsoft doesn't own this. I just run their operating system probably illegally. But that's a story for another day. Oh my God,
Fire
Baron
with
is such a
it.
freaking loser for more than one. Good thing we talked bad about him before the show, and that's not
Okay.
a joke. D, before we get into Xbox games on PlayStation 5, right? With the report coming from Jez Corden, your thoughts on Microsoft shutting down Tango GameWorks here recently?
I think Dez low key said it too. Like how do you have a studio that gives you a hit and you treat it like that? It's insane to me. Um, at the same time, like look, Tango is a pretty solid studio. Um, I was a Evil Within fan. I did Evil Within 1 and 2. I think they were really solid games. Um, and Hi-Fi Rush was one of those like that came out of nowhere. Hi-Fi Rush low key was a blessing when they needed it. Um, and that's how you treat the studio. Like I'm really interested in the decision making behind it. If anybody knows, if I'm really
Yeah.
interested in
Hot
what makes
Flash
you pull
was
the trigger on it. Like
was
what's the alternative that you
it,
chose this?
it was a shadow drop, if we remember. So it's not like they
It
really
was.
thought it was. They didn't really put a lot. They didn't know it was going to be as successful as it was, and they didn't plan on it being as successful as it was. So, like, I think some of these decisions don't just come out of nowhere. They probably made a decision about this last year sometime, maybe even before High Five Rush got released.
So are we talking about like the decision to close down?
Look who it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And nobody was like,
Well,
you know what, let's go ahead and pivot. Let's do something else. The game's doing well. Let's try and milk that. Nobody had that thought.
well, let me
First in the
funny.
history of
No, my bad. Go
this would be
ahead.
the first. This would be the first studio in the history of gaming not to just decide to exploit whatever they did that was successful.
I think the decision was just made before High Five Rush came out.
No, you know what? Honestly, I think once we started seeing Satya Nadella, right? Once we started seeing more of him, and I remember talking about it here, that first off, why are we seeing him and not Phil Spencer, not Sarah Bond, not Matt Booty? Like, why are we seeing the head of Microsoft? And that went to the fact that somebody on Twitter said it best. They dug into Big Daddy's pockets. You went from being standalone, cute art project that made some money every now and then, that was a cool tax write-off that put the name of Microsoft into the modern day kids and entertainment space, to now you're costing us $80 billion.
He had to have that. So that's my thing.
No,
Like,
no,
he
no,
can't-
no, no. Nobody's
Okay.
no. The issue is once you now talk to dad and get dad's money, now dad is in your books. So that once that happened and once that went through, now it became shareholder issues. And this is all it is. Once again, this is just an idea thrown out that made sense. Because I know if I went and asked my parents for some money, they now in my books. Like if you go ask your parent company for money, now they're in your situation, what's going on, even more so than before. So you take it a step further. You ask for 80 billion, now they want immediate returns on that 80 billion. Microsoft already
Well,
sucks at marketing.
well, this is more so. I know you said 80, but that's Activision. We're talking Bethesda.
No. I got you. So we're and once again, 7 billion. What was this? It was 7 billion for Bethesda,
7.6
right?
billion. Yeah.
Versus 80. So now you got a new deal and your old deal still ain't paying out like it should have been.
That's earlier. It's like it's like they didn't have enough money to do what they originally did, and now they're struggling.
But I don't even think it's a legitimate struggle. It's from what I can see in the way this company is and most companies are, it's an issue of, well, we're not seeing the exponential growth that we thought we would have seen if we would have invested 80 billion anywhere else.
See, I would agree with you, but there's not been enough time since the closing of the deal to even see that
I got you.
growth, which is why I know that's why they're closing down and selling off things. I get that. That's why I'm saying that I believe that this decision to close these studios was made way before High Five Rush got out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these were decisions that were going to be made to make up for the recoup of it. Like this is not something that suddenly happened this year, which is probably why they didn't put the marketing behind High Five Rush like you would think it was, which is why it was a shadow drop and nobody expected it to do as well as it did. So now people are like, how are you shutting down the studio when you had such a hit? They didn't expect that to be a hit.
That's fair.
Anyway, so
I
once you find out
totally
it is, you
get
just
that.
do with nothing.
What I totally get that. And I don't want to honker on this too long because it's last week's news. I just don't. That in theory, it sounds good. This was already plans to shut these studios down and put them into on bigger projects, right? But you can't say we're looking to make a bigger foothold in Japan. We want to really tap into the Japanese market, and we shut down our only Japanese studio.
I agree, but he said that a few years ago, and things have changed within those few years, and they are obviously going in a different direction. And maybe their foothold
To
is
avoid the
why they're
market.
trying to, but maybe their foothold is why they're trying to get more games onto PlayStation because PlayStation already has that foothold there in Japan.
I'm gonna tell you the days of. I'm actually shocked that we're not seeing more Satya even post acquisition completion. For the simple fact that we can't expect this to function like a video game company anymore. Well, wouldn't it make sense to have these companies do this? And like they let these people go, from what I understand. Wasn't like they were repurposed, like, hey, let's dissolve the company in name and let's put you guys somewhere else. No, these people, from what I understand and what I gathered, once again off of social media, I didn't dive much deeper than that, is these folks were let go. So like they're not functioning with the goal of like, let's just be the most successful video game company of all time. Let's make the most money we can within the video game space, is how it feels.
Oh, that's
And
what it is.
yeah, and so in saying that, right, that is what would make the most money. That's why I'm just ready to watch the meltdown on the internet of like the whole slate, like
Yeah, once
going
they
multiply.
start, once they
Oh
start
yeah,
selling Xboxes, people are gonna lose their mind, and it's gonna happen.
I think we still got some time for that, but I think before we get that far, I think we're gonna see Halo and Gears of War on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get everything on PlayStation before they stop selling their own console.
And we are definitely about to transition to that. Before we do, I want to give a shout out to THX1130 with the $5 super chat. He did come with some clarification for us. He said Roundhouse Studios merged into ZeniMax Online. Alpha Dog Studios, which did the Mighty Doom, which, you know, I told myself a million times to download the Mighty Doom, and I never did. I don't know why I didn't, because that would have been my jam for a little bit. That was closed. Arcane Austin, which did Redfall, which Redfall for a lot of people was a major disappointment, closed. And then Tango Gameworks, which the Evil Within, and Hi-Fi Rush was also closed. Shout out to THX1138 with the $5 super chat. Thank you for the clarification and also the support to Level 1 Gaming. Is much appreciated, my brother. But I do want to transition into what we talked about, these games going over to PlayStation, right? And I'm going to do my best to make sure that I get this information over one for one, because there was an article released by Jez Corden of Windows Central talking about these games coming over to PlayStation. And I'm going to get some. I'm actually going to pull some of this. Baron's camera is distracting me. I'm going to pull some of this directly over from the article. So bear with me, okay? So in this article, and I will link it down in the description. You guys want to read the entire thing? I'm going to read for a little bit. I apologize. Because Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella previously said that he has no love for the world of console exclusivity. Fast forward a few months, Nadella is now celebrating with investors his strategy to move Xbox exclusive games to PlayStation. A strategy that has been met with widespread alarm from Xbox users and confusion among pundits. And yes, the Xbox fan base is very confused because what's really going on? He goes on to say it stands to reason that moving their exclusive games like Halo, Gears, or Forza to PlayStation eliminates a reason to buy an Xbox console. If you eliminate the reason to buy an Xbox console, you'll once again hand the keys to your future to other platforms, a problem Microsoft has right now with Google and Apple. And kind of give some more clarification. Some of the things that Jez is saying here is Microsoft is looking for a big game now, but it's going to hurt their future later on because they're not showing a lot of patience in the plans that they set forward. He goes on to say the plan to move Xbox games to other platforms is codenamed Latitude internally. And I know there's debate and unease at Microsoft about whether or not this is a good idea. More upcoming Microsoft-owned games slated for PlayStation are already being developed. And we heard not too long ago that Hellblade 2 was one of those games, right? That was a rumor for a while, like, oh, Hellblade 2 is in development, and that's why it's been pushed back and takes so long because it's in development for PlayStation 5. Could you imagine if that game drops in a week and I say, by the way, play now on PlayStation 5? It's going to piss a lot of people off.
That'd be poetic, I'm not going to lie.
At least for now, there are potentially obvious games you most likely expect. And yes, while it's true Microsoft is a prolific publisher on PlayStation already, it has typically revolved around specific franchises like Minecraft. From what I've heard, Microsoft is pushing for a no red line for what games could come to PlayStation. And it revolves around Satya Nadella and CFO Amy Hood's mandate to increase the department's margin. Obviously, putting Halo Infinite on PlayStation will increase profit margins. Sea of Thieves enjoyed the top spot on PlayStation Store last week. In the perfect world, it's great that more people get to play these games, but we do not live in a perfect world where platform holders willingly collaborate for customers' betterment while competing on pure value. I want to make sure I got the adjustment. I might as well finish this over here. Like many of Microsoft's other recent strategies, pursuing this strategy is a short-term margin booster with long-term consequences. Yes, the industry is struggling, and Microsoft isn't the only hardware manufacturer that is seeing declines, but destroying the foundational reasons to buy Xbox isn't the answer you give if you care about long term. So, Baron, I'm gonna swing over to you, right? Because again, the plan is codenamed Latitude internally, and he has quoted here, and I just had it just a second ago. Microsoft is pushing for a no red line, which, correct me if I'm wrong, they're saying, hey, there is no like we stopping here. You can have this, but you can't have this. How this reads, and I plan on having Jez Corden onto the show really soon, right? How this reads is Microsoft is internally is saying, hey, there is no these games. You know, if think about basketball and baseball and football, right? When they trade players, they'll tell you these players are off limits. Victor Wembanyama. You can have everybody on my roster. I'm not trading you Victor Wembanyama. You can have everybody on my team. I'm not trading you Patrick Mahomes. That's a red line. Stop, hard stop, right? What they're saying, there is no red line. So potentially whole slate of games going over. B, I want to get your thoughts about this report from Jez Corden that I just read out. Sorry if I read a lot. I'm sorry. I blabber.
No, all good. Because okay, well, this is what's I think we're once again watching Microsoft in real time be way too ahead and way too aggressive, and this is gonna be the norm in 10 years. Like, let's just think, shout out to one of our writers, cast your minds back. No, but much love, Daryl. Keep up the good work, bro. But no, look at the world we're like diving into. Every, Steam Decks handhelds are like all the way back. Of course, the Switch never left, but I'm talking about Nintendo as a whole different entity. But we got Steam Decks, we got ROG Allies. We're in a space where people are trying to play their whole libraries in one place, and that's something that exists right now. So now one of the big three is basically like, hey, we know we're going to make money. We just did it with Sea of Thieves. We just did it with you know what I mean? Like we make money, and we're making money, so let's put these games everywhere. Maybe Hi-Fi Rush would have made way more money if it was everywhere at launch. Oh. Hey. Go ahead,
Mamacita. First off, Mamacita, I love you. Baron, we'll get back to your point, but I gotta stop you because Mamacita, right? What?
Man.
First off, we're getting close to 300 episodes. We're on 290. Wait a minute. What's going on, people? You have leveled up to episode 290 since the Level 1 Gaming Podcast. I never said that at the beginning of the episode, right? But listen, we're getting close to 300 episodes, right? And Mamacita, I have to have you back on for 300 because you are one of the founding members of this podcast, right? With the $100 super chat. Hard to catch out on Wednesdays, but Mamacita is here to support the hard work of the team. Listen, Mamacita is an OG. Mamacita is an OG of this podcast. She is one of the originators. Like, we don't have this podcast without the groundwork set forth with Mamacita, right? Hugs is my girl. That's my right hand. The original right hand was Mamacita. It was me and her. Back when this was purely a debate show, it was 2 XP, 2 Xbox, 2 PlayStation. And it was me and Dizzy. May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. Shout out to Dizzy. Then it was me and Mamacita fighting a good fight. We had these Xbox hands throw. We was representing Xbox on this show. Shout out to Mamacita, man. Much love. Baron, I'm sorry I had to stop you for that.
No.
That made my heart jump. Mamacita, thank you so much.
Seriously.
10 episodes, 300.
Seriously.
I got to get you and Nick back on. We almost there. I think that means Dallas is the longest standing member of this show. Because Dallas was there. Dallas was here during the Mamacita days.
Yeah.
I'm the newest.
Yeah, damn. I am the longest standing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the newest. And I'm not even here all the time. I'm sorry.
She don't like us.
Slacker!
I fucking wish I was slacking.
She gonna fight us one of these days, y'all. Like, straight
She's
up.
already punched me. It's all good. Look,
You deserved it.
Sorry,
though.
go
No.
ahead, bitch. Shout out to Mama Cedar, man. Jesus Christ.
No, seriously. But no, money is there to be made. I just think we're gonna be looking at a situation like with the Xbox One, how everything about Xbox One is the world we live in now. I just feel like the world that Xbox is trying to establish within their games and their ecosystem is gonna get crapped on. Now we hate it, it's changed, but then 10 years from now, outside of Nintendo, you're gonna see PlayStation games on PC day and date, which that's already around the corner. Actually, take that back. That's that's basically here. I don't think we'll get PlayStation games on Xbox. I don't imagine PlayStation doing that because once again,
and why is that? There's one specific reason.
like Des always says, PlayStation is trying to sell you a PlayStation.
There you go.
like PlayStation is trying to sell you a PlayStation.
Microsoft and Xbox may not see them as competition, but PlayStation does.
Bro, I'm just waiting for the day where you see a Microsoft 365 ad and Xbox 360 is included, or Xbox 360, Xbox Game Pass is included in the 365. Like, as soon as you plug in that key from wherever you bought it from or that comes with your computer, it's automatically going to be tied to that. Like, it's going to be one thing. It's not going to be separate anymore.
Well, if you buy Nvidia cards, they have a promotion where they'll give you 3 to 6 months of Game Pass now. Just tie in with the cards.
When I got my computer built, it was automatic. I didn't have to download anything; it was already there.
I'm surprised your computer is even connected because you don't have a connected stuff you buy.
I don't know why you're so upset. Yeah, I don't know why this keeps coming up. Like, y'all don't know. I spent $3,000 on my PC. It runs games better than an Xbox and a PlayStation. Period.
Xbox.
And it's got all the games.
Xbox attack. Assemble. Attack her. I'm Goku. I'm telling all my Xbox and ponies to attack this PC user. Attack. Her Twitter handle is.
No.
I mean, you could. But the point is that Microsoft owns Xbox and Microsoft helped me build my PC. So who are you really attacking?
Damn.
Yo ass.
Oh.
No. Said this is personal. He said, hey, but no, dude, like,
you know he mean it when he speak like Steve Harvey.
Like, yo ass.
Right? No,
I can't stand Steve Harvey.
We're not doing this.
Conversation.
We're not doing this.
Look, can I say one thing, not about him, but I think the game industry is very reactionary, right? COVID hit, reactionary. COVID's done, reactionary. So I don't think they're taking the time to really to hold our hand through it, you know, like Baron says, to hold our hand through it. But I do think that this was something that was planned ahead of time. I think COVID just sped it up. Because I think Xbox had not been doing well even before COVID, right? Like their sales of the system, right? So when you have something that's okay, yes, sir, yes.
Can we talk about how Baron has been right this whole time? Can we please toot Baron's horn?
No.
We
toot your horn all the time.
Because if these reports by Jez Quarter Winter Switch are correct, right? And Xbox has no red line. Xbox One or PlayStation is more so Xbox turning into Sega. You said PlayStation would turn into Sega.
Oh no, not that part.
Okay, my bad. Let me shut
hey, well, real quick on that note, if Call of Duty would have went Xbox exclusive, PlayStation would have turned into Sega. Hands down, no questions asked. You don't just lose 25% of your business. And it doesn't affect you in any major way. Because that's what would have happened. But the point, marketing, and going off of what Des was saying about Xbox not selling, they don't market. I know more about Xbox controllers than I do any upcoming Xbox exclusive, even ones that are 2-3 years out. I know more about. I can damn near name the controllers. Why can I name your controllers?
They marketed that new controller when Tango was shut down.
What if their whole plan after like 5 years of not really seeing Xbox do what they wanted it to do was to eventually just make assets for their PCs because that's what's always sold.
Well,
Maybe
just
that
going
was
for a third party.
Going Sega. Well, this is the
I don't
thing,
want
and
that.
I know, but I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Keith. Much love to the Outer Haven, but somebody brought up the point. They were like, "Look, Xbox is such a big company." I think it was Luke. Xbox is such a big company where they've never really had to market. You don't go around seeing Microsoft marketing for anything because they're so ingrained into anything tech. There's not too many tech spaces on earth you can go into, and there's not something Microsoft involved.
No, that's
I
You
fact.
think
don't.
I think within the first 5 years of them coming out, they actually did heavily
Well,
market.
well,
But that's
that's
what I'm
different.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So why would I, as the biggest company on earth, like let's just act like we're the biggest company on earth right now. Why do I think I have to go and pay for an ad? You know who I am, Microsoft. Like you, I am a household name across the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, so is Apple. So is
yes,
Apple.
but
And Apple.
no, but once again, we're talking about a software company that's integral into everything of grand scale importance, not so much entertainment. So now looking at Xbox, and then this is where the issue is. You got Microsoft, you got Xbox doing the same marketing as Microsoft. None. They don't market. I don't care. They in
They
the
don't.
proof in the
They
pudding.
don't care. They
And
don't
this is
market.
where Baron wants his horn tooted. Horn tooters.
Whoa, tooted and booted.
Yeah.
Okay, tooted. They don't
Tooted and
market.
booted.
Now,
Because
remember,
I
he says he
I
wants y'all to
definitely
toot his horn.
I
Yeah,
think
tooted.
Xbox was a hobby and something that Microsoft just kind of wanted to dip their toes into. I don't think they ever took it as seriously as we
True.
took it. And
Yeah.
I agree with that.
somebody got mad at me about that, and I remember they were like, "No, Xbox cares." Here we
No,
are
they don't.
now.
Microsoft don't. I think if it was not for Phil and the reason
I meant
he's
to say
aged like a
Microsoft.
president, I think the reason Phil is aged like a president going through it through war times is because he is seriously fighting to
It is
keep
war times.
Xbox as what Xbox
He
is.
feels sorry for Sarah because I
Oh
think
yeah, they threw her to the wolves.
I low key listen. When
Yeah.
they gave her that promotion and
I
when
was
they
so
gave the
afraid.
chick for Blizzard, I was like,
They about to sacrifice him like Illuminati.
but you don't. It's rare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's rare. When this is so random, but when Obama got elected, it was literally after like Bush had just
The market was horrible. Everything was
right,
horrible.
and they were like, "All right, let's let him
It's
try."
time. He's got it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Really quickly.
Oh.
Shout out to TH1138 with $2 super chat. He said ROG Ally had Xbox app installed with 3 months of Game Pass. I'm gonna apologize. I missed that. I missed where that was supposed to be inserted to, so I'm a little late on that. THX, I apologize. So I was saying earlier, and I do want to keep talking about this topic on Twitter. And THX, you reminded me of this because I want a Xbox dedicated handheld for hemorrhaging people. Let's see.
We're going back. I just went back live.
Okay.
We back. Is that AOL connection?
Yeah, we
I'll
are.
tell you.
Yeah,
Man,
we are.
oh snap! The panic
AOL.
set in. And all of a sudden, I couldn't. I'm sorry. We're back.
Why are you apologizing?
We're back.
Same, that happens. It's technology, baby.
It wouldn't be a level 1 gaming pod. Who was talking? The strap. I'm hot now.
Oh, he was stressing.
Fame Spectrum came
course.
for me in the form of trying to take OBS out.
Satya heard us.
Satya heard.
Look,
Yeah.
Where?
Since
So
the
listen.
Microsoft
So
dogs.
to kind of re-wrap and get back to where we were at, Dallas, I'm gonna swing over to you. Right? If you're here, unmute if you're here, D. Unmute if you're here. All right. Your thoughts on there not being a red line, according to this report from Jess Cord, and Xbox is like, hey, Xbox might be really this time where they're going to be putting all of their games on a PS5.
I'm not gonna lie, that's dope. You say what you want, yeah, it's gonna shake everything up, and people gonna be mad, and Twitter's gonna throw a hissy.
Look at his
fit,
background,
and-
y'all, as he talk. But keep going.
PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know,
Keep going, sir.
Bring it all. Bring it all. Sometimes I want we are heading towards the future. Well, all you got to do is choose a box, no drizzy. We are
Wow.
we're headed towards the future. Well, all you got to do is choose what device you want to play, whatever you want to play on.
I,
And like,
I think that's smart. I wish all the games are on Steam, so I didn't have to own like multiple
y'all don't
consoles.
remember
She ain't
being
gonna play 'em, don't
kids
worry.
wishing that there was a console that played all the games. There was never a rumor about this thing that could play all the
Super
games before we
console.
knew it. Yeah,
Technically,
that was
that's
never
our
a
phone.
thing.
They tried to combine their consoles like way back in the day. Was it
Or where
Sega
you
and
could go
Nintendo?
buy those bootleg ones that have all the
Yeah.
dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually
The whole
tried to
reason-
put one together in
The
Japan.
whole reason people buy plug and
Soldier
play
Boy did too.
systems is
Yeah.
the people that bought Soldier Game that wasn't
I
just
heard
doing
that
it
was
for the meme.
jank.
Yeah,
It was so
People
illegal.
that
Now,
just
D,
wanted
D, I
to
gotta ask you. I gotta ask you, Dallas. We talk about how that would be awesome, everything in one spot. And I gotta ask you because I know you are hardcore PlayStation. If this was the other way around, would you still feel the same? Like this is great. Everything in one spot.
Yeah, I just think
Okay.
PlayStation is not really
Stood on
like,
business.
I just don't see them doing it. But would I be down for that? Hell yeah.
What would be
Especially
the
if
I'm so sorry, Dallas. I just want to know from Fame, what would be the issue with just having everything in one place?
I believe it will stifle competition. I believe it gives one particular console maker the ability to make consoles $800. Because what are you going to do if you don't want to be a PC gamer?
Become a
There,
PC gamer and buy the
there's a
controller.
reason why. There's a reason why at one point the FTC wouldn't allow AT&T to buy T-Mobile. There's
Well,
a
yeah, 'cause
reason why.
that's a mogul. Yeah, but you still have
But
Nintendo, which is not going to sell. You just have you
I,
just have Sony and
when it comes to the high-end gaming market, there has to be competition because as much as Nintendo Switch is awesome and its fan base is awesome, Nintendo Switch do not come for me, Nintendo fans. I'm speaking subjective, just my opinion. In my opinion, the Nintendo Switch, which mine isn't even connected, the damn thing is dead. It is a secondary console. This cannot, in my opinion, satisfy me as a gamer. And if the rumors about the Switch 2 are the same, pause, full Diddy. If the rumors are the same, the Switch 2 is no more powerful than a PS4 Pro, right? So when we talk about the high-end console gaming market, there has to be competition. Because if you tell me, or if you tell Sony, hey, you're the only high-end gaming console in the market, what is stopping them from saying, oh, bet PS6, let's do 750 and we're raising the price of games? Because who is that for them to compete with?
they're
That's
already
fair.
doing that anyway. Games
Oh, they
already
did.
cost. They're
But
already doing that, and then everybody just follows suit, though, Barrett. I mean, Fame. They're already doing that, and people
she's
are
so
just
used to
following
arguing with
suit.
Barry. That's crazy.
I'm
further,
so used to arguing
example,
with Barry.
further
It's
example, we
crazy.
talk about the high-end game market and innovation, right?
Yeah.
You look at what PlayStation is trying to do with their online with their PS Plus. You think that happens without Game Pass? Hell no.
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 Like you know what I'm saying? Like innovation will cease because there are some things Xbox do because PlayStation did it, and things PlayStation do because of Xbox did it. If you don't have that person that you're trying to go tit for tat with and one up, what is it? What is there for you to really fight against? Because you know I'm the only game in town. If I got a city, right, and there's no other burger places around me for 1,000 miles, I can do whatever I want to the burger. Because if you want burgers and you don't want to make it at home, which in this analogy will be the PC, then you got to come get my burger. And you know
Right.
what? I don't want to give you fucking cheese.
Right.
You don't eat a cheeseless burger.
So I think it'll be less of a console
Is that
war
why
and more
White
of a
Castle's
studio
popular?
war. Because if it's all on one system or you can get it all in one place, then that means the studios have to be innovative about how they want their game to look on that console. And that means that they have to go the extra mile versus the hardware going the extra mile.
That's
On
100%
some
true.
level,
It's switching
exclusivity.
over
Like,
to. One second, D. I'm sorry. I'm gonna switch to it. Is. I want to go back to what she was saying. It will be more about the studios, 100%. But the reason I don't want it is because I'm afraid what will happen to the hardware market. I don't want to be forced to, hey, it's either this console or PC. And with this console, they don't have to worry about doing the one-up better than the next. They don't have to worry about, we're going to give you a little bit more power while keeping this price point, because we can't go too crazy. Because even how great the PS5 is, right, and PlayStation is, and how big of a brand it is, right? If the Xbox Series X launched at $500 and the PS5 was $800,
yeah,
where people are going, regardless of how much you love PlayStation, you can't for a minute say, you know what? The games are similar in too many ways to me not to go Xbox, right? So that's my biggest fear. Yes, I do understand it's going to turn into what the studios compete against each other, but my biggest fear is if we go down to a one console market, that it's going to disrupt it way too much. Really quick, shout out to THX left there with $2 super chat. He says, "Watch out, Nintendo ninjas are coming," and that's why I said I'm gonna let you know off the rip. The Nintendo fans don't come for me, but your console is a secondary console, and that's no shade, right? That's because that's no shade. It's not a bad thing about your console, but the Switch is a secondary console. It's not a main console, for the simple fact that every third-party game, for the most part, that's gonna drop, I know I can get on PlayStation. There's a good chance that's not coming to Nintendo Switch because of power reasons, right? And Nintendo don't care about power, but that's why it's a secondary console. They have great exclusives. They got some great little games, but for the hardcore game, the one that wants
little game.
Oh,
you know what I mean, fucker.
Oh, this follow on.
Great.
Nintendo got
No.
that horsepower.
No, leave him alone, because he would call Starfield a great little game. He just Southern. Leave him alone.
Oh yeah.
Bless your heart.
I didn't mean
Bless your
like
heart,
it's the titles are small, because we know Mario's on a Mount Rushmore a video game. I didn't mean small like that. I didn't mean
I
that.
know what you meant, bro.
You
Nah,
just
you
Southern.
said it.
No, it happens
Leave
to a
him
lot of guys.
alone.
Can't be embarrassed.
It's like when
You
Dallas
did
says
it.
Kana. I love it.
Anytime you put little in
has
front
Tim
of
Dog
something, it
entered the
sounds
chat?
disrespectful.
Could-
Do we have our?
Yeah, your little
friend.
guest is here.
Why would you say that? That's different, bro. You don't call no other man. That's
your little
totally
friend.
different.
Come on, friend, you don't get little friend.
Come on, chill, bro.
Friend.
Yeah, see, this is why black people 1350.
Showing out for the company.
You showing up in front of them. This
Dog
is
ain't
why.
gonna make it family. Tim Dog has his own
Tim
drink.
Dog. Oh, is he? Oh, I don't.
Yo, I'm here. Listen.
Hey!
Hey.
Wait, Tim. Hold on, Tim.
Yeah, Tim family. He can get his own drink.
Tim, we in there.
not company.
Tim, we in there. We in
I
there.
don't even want to
We
know.
in
I love
there.
that controller.
We in there.
Yes.
I don't even want to know what that combination means.
Cody on
Any
deck.
shape,
Cody
form,
on
That's
or
what
deck.
fashion.
I'm upset about.
I just hope
have to
Kendrick
scoot
don't get
that
the
far away.
Wait. Oh, that beep. Yeah, universal sound of gaming.
Listen, we got to keep this topic going, but really quick. Oh man, we might go a little longer than usual tonight. It happens when you miss an episode, right? But our guest of the evening, he on New York time, I guess, just joined
I'm
in.
sorry.
It's been a long time.
I kept you kept saying Central, and I kept thinking that's 8. I'm like, no. Oh, shit.
Wow.
God's honest truth. So I was like, oh my god.
He's like, man, this show late.
He was like, oh, they black. Let me be on CP time real
It
fast.
was on CP time.
Honest mistake. I really thought Central was 2. I don't know.
It's all good, Tim. The last time we had you here, you were XCloud Tim Dog. Shout out to my homie PSN Tim Dog for joining to the podcast. He on Color People time today, but it's okay because we love him. He is a friend of the show. It's been a long time, Tim. How have you been, my brother?
Good, man. I mean, lots of things have happened since we've been on last. As you know, and I'm sure everyone knows. But the reason why I did what I did was I knew this was going to happen in February. I knew when I emailed Phil and I got his answer. I knew, I know how people act and how certain things. I knew that it was dire then. So that was back in freaking January. So yeah, this is it's pretty sad what's went on. And I mean, I know that you used to rep Xbox, but and you were hardcore, so was I. But I can't get with a company that's, put it this way, it's in 2 years and we have every Xbox game day one on PlayStation 6 or Pro. That's a winning proposition.
That's hard, because I'm gonna be honest. Like with the news that's come out, like I went and I DM'd some of the higher, like when you think Xbox, you think these people, right? And I like was DMing and talking with people, like, man, is it really over? And the sentiment has been like down the middle. Some people say, no, it's gonna be okay. These games are coming, yada yada yada. But some people like, yeah, this is pretty much what it is. Well, I know you joined in like mid conversation. We're talking about these PlayStation the Xbox games with the article from Jez Corden, right? With there being no red line and these games going over. Is this in your humble opinion? Is this really it?
Well, listen, I know for a fact it's really it, because I remember talking to Tom Warren two months ago, telling him how Amy was. We had a Teams, and basically I wanted to tell him some of the stuff that was going on, and that was one of the things that was going on. Basically, what happened in January, everything came of earth about the Xbox's margins. That not like, just the way they're just not running in a position where they're not making a lot of money, if not even a losing proposition if Game Pass fails. Amy basically put the proverbial whatever foot down and said, "What the hell are you doing?" So this thing that he talked about is all completely accurate. He added some stuff I didn't know, but I had known about the Amy thing. Her and Satya being pissed at Phil holding COD hostage. Basically an internal debate: should we put our games third party? I mean, as of February, it was pretty much decided that their games are going to go. It's just a matter of when you put Sea of Thieves on and you see the reaction you get. Imagine if you're going to put Halo on, and they're going to get short-term money, but they're sacrificing their whole identity. I think they're just going to become like an EA. I don't know. I mean, they had hardcore faithful fans, and I think they still have some left, but I just feel like they'll bleed out because when people playing Halo on PlayStation 5, that's going to send that message to everyone, like, hey, why do I have a Xbox? So the hardware is essentially dead. But yeah, all that stuff is true. I said this in February, the week before the stupid podcast they had. Then they had the podcast, and everyone was clowning me and saying, look, you don't know shit, journalist snake, whatever, saying all this shit, talking all this shit. I said, okay, we'll see. And, then the cracks start cracking. Yeah, it might be this game. And then we're full-blown this. And Jez signaled this like 2 weeks ago, if you remember. He had some comments in the Discord. But yeah, Jez is the most in contact with Xbox than any journalist out there right now. He talks to Phil daily. I know that because I used to be a guy that talked to Phil daily myself. So I just know how their inner workings still run and what's legit and what's not. And, I mean, Phil, he doesn't outright ever say anything, even if you're talking to him like in a DM or something. But he always leaves things to be read in between the lines. And, the signal that he's given Jez is, yeah, Halo's going to go there. Like, make it okay, I guess. Write an article. But, I mean, he is, as far as his credibility, 100%. It's locked down. All that stuff he said is true. And listen, you guys got to come to the reality. Whoever is not coming to that reality, all their games are going to go day and date. You might even see this E3 where they drop Doom Eternal, and it's day one on PlayStation 5, or Doom, the new Doom. And they also drop Gears Collection, I heard, is going PlayStation 5. And that was that proverbial tweet from Sarah Bond with the blue heart that had meaning. So the meaning, I believe that was that there's going to be
that too. First, I was like, that don't mean that, but putting the green and blue heart together,
I was
the
like,
symbolism.
Damn. Okay, I gotta ask a question.
Sure.
So think about all the games that we've had announced over the last 5 years that we haven't heard anything about. Do you think this going back and forth, and I guess this question is to everybody, but the going back and forth of are games going to be day and date on PlayStation? Are we going? Is Xbox going full third party? Do you think that has something to do with some of these delays or lack of news around a lot of these titles?
Honestly, I think that they're not properly run on correctly going on at the studio front. I mean, the guy Matt Booty, he's even saying he's spread thin. I don't know. It's a crapshoot. It's what you hear behind the scenes. I do think that like Compulsion will have their time to put out their game, and then like the clock is ticking. Like from what I gather, they want to be a big third party, lean third biggest publisher in the world, lean, where they weigh in on titles that are big in scale like AAA's, but they're also leveraged with a highly known IP, like pick your whoever you want, Death, like one of the characters, or I forgot his name, but like a superhero, or maybe a character from a Paramount Plus show, or something like that, where they tie it in, and they have a large scale game, and that's what they'll release. They won't release games like Compulsion anymore, because I don't think that they want that. Game Pass is like, it's not the main focus right now. Their main focus right now with Game Pass is how to get more margins out of it. So I think that the biggest thing that you guys got to look out for is the COD. Now, if it's included in Game Pass, you sure hell going to have a Game Pass increase. I heard two things. I heard that they want to, and this is for a long time, they want to have an ad tier where it's like $5.99 Hulu. You guys know how you have Hulu and it plays commercials, and
Running
you're
commercials before the show, yeah.
yeah. So they'll have that tier, and then they'll have possibly like some fucking rail tier, where they have like a tier where it's like $29.99, but it includes something like UB Plus gaming or whatever. Like, it's like ridiculous, but they raise the price to a really high amount. And I also heard that the hardware that they're looking at for the console would be very enthusiast of branded, for the real diehards, because they're not going to make they're not going to make 500. They're not going to make 100 million consoles anymore. They know that, because they don't have that market anymore. So they're just going to like put out some type of like hardware that's very expensive, but people will buy, kind of thing. It could be limited, but them going like full scale, like third party, they'll probably lead that machine that could play Xbox on for third party, like Dell or Samsung. And this stuff is very real, guys. Like, I mean, it's just, I've also talked to many employees at former employees of Xbox, and actually some employees currently at Xbox, and they all have the same fears as we do, or they have the same questions that we do. Like, nobody knows, and Xbox is in a really bad way right now. They're in a cost-cutting, margin incentivized, get everything in order, or we're really going to start, cutting things. And what happens? Listen, they have a glimmer of hope with this E3. Let's see what they do. But in my opinion, I kind of feel like they deaded themselves before it. And I just think that, like, if you had the masses going to PlayStation 5 before, and the Xbox was doing a pretty decent job, now, or you could argue otherwise, but now you just have like a situation where it's just foregone conclusion. You just say PlayStation for console,
So here's one more question. Do you think we're going to get the PlayStation? I don't know where I heard this at. I don't know if this was
the State of Play or PlayStation Showcase.
No, not even that. During the Xbox Showcase, are we going to see the PlayStation logo pop up anywhere?
Listen, B, you're going to flame some goddamn fires. If there is a PlayStation logo at the Xbox Showcase, like when they start showing a game at the bottom where it says Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation, listen.
Damn.
You might as well call it Chipotle and wrap that thing up.
If that happens,
and I
Chipotle. That's the question. I want to see if that happens. I don't think that they're gonna try. They'll do it in the sneakiest way. Where they'll just like flash it 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, the next
subliminal messaging.
Moving on. Yep.
Yeah. Where they'll give you that hint, but Yeah, that's a real big question. Call of Duty's a big question. Let's see if they double down on Game Pass. I know they did promise it. I remember it was a big part of their plans. And I remember being at an event where it was a bunch of Xbox people in people who actually work for them and influencers and stuff. And they were talking about what were they talking about?
Yeah.
I just lost my train of
I
thought.
think at Xbox, they might be get cut next.
I
No.
want to ask. I want to ask special because Special
Ooh.
Nick from Xbox Era is in the chat, right? And the timing was interesting because Baron had asked the question if some of these delays are due to some of these games being worked and ported onto PS5. And when he asked that, Special Nick said yes in the chat. Now I gotta ask you, Nick, if you're still here, are you saying yes to what Baron was saying, or was that just a random yes for something else that you was talking about? Because now I need to know.
I was thinking the same
I
thing.
don't
I
feel
wasn't
like
gonna
he
stop the
never
show.
says random yeses.
No, he doesn't. That's why I'm kicking
No, he-
back. I just
It's
What-
He don't
probably
say random yeses.
probably to his question. His question
Yeah,
is,
to his question.
It
Because
makes
I was
sense.
going up like, man, is he talking?
I'm
he's talking
gonna
to
wait.
somebody else, or
You
was
guys
that
I
to
know,
me?
I wanna
Nick's
wait, 'cause this
DMs
is-
and be
Well,
like,
let me ask you guys. I mean, listen,
I
I
need
don't.
my horn tooted.
How do you guys feel? Do you guys are you totally done? Do you think they have a heartbeat? I mean, that's the question.
Yeah, we
Are they
were
done,
just
or-
we was just going pretty ham with that, and I still hold firm, right, that I don't want this because it's going to lead to a one console system, and it's not including Nintendo Switch as a secondary console. Shout out to Special Nick, and yes, I think some games are probably delayed due to being ported. Damn, bang bang.
Makes sense.
I'll take that horn. Hey, but
I can see 2025 where they just announced all the games.
I told
I mean,
you,
the
I think in 5 years, it's
you
a
did
wrap.
say it.
Yeah.
And for no other reason, Tim.
Then stop
honestly,
making consoles.
Well, this is
That's
the thing,
That's
right?
why I'm bothered.
Yeah.
If they
Besides,
made
you can't tell them what to
consoles,
do. You're not their real
listen,
dad.
Microsoft is.
the thing
Alice.
is that it's a double-edged sword because it's like anything. If you take that knee and you bend the knee like that, and you give your games up, especially after knowing what Sony really wanted to, they wanted them. They made their lives tough. They went against them in court. They really are a competitor. Knowing that all of that, and then you're gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna put our games." It's like it's such a mission of just
Yeah.
losing. That
I
I'm
don't
a
think Xbox
competitive
wants to do
person.
This
it.
is like
I think
this goes
Daddy
I think Microsoft. Yeah. I think this is all
saying,
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
'cause, I
is.
mean,
But
if this is like
Microsoft
the
is
end game,
Xbox.
then I
Though.
get it.
That's
No.
the thing.
No,
Like, if I'm
I
Phil,
wouldn't say
But
Microsoft.
this is
I-
more
Hold
like
on, one at a time.
It's
We talking over.
clarified.
We talking over each
But
other.
clarify what Nick said.
Oh, he said, I'm not saying I know that or I heard. It's just what I think.
And
Okay.
that's okay.
Or
Thank you,
somebody
Nick.
go run and make an article.
I'm
Yeah,
sure-
thank you, Nick.
I'm sure it's well
And
thought
that
out.
means me.
But when I say Microsoft is Xbox, what I'm talking about is that listen, Phil's the CEO of Xbox. There has to be a fall guy if there is a fall guy. You can't say, oh, it's Satya's fault. Listen, Phil has been funded up to this point and pretty well funded for a long time. The results just never came, man. When you're
You
selling,
don't think Phil was
800
trying to prevent this, though, Tim? You don't think
if I'm
Phil was
Phil's place,
fighting
I
to
step
prevent
down.
this?
I say, you know what? Phil has money. I would just be like, nah, I'm not with it. I'm going, and I don't care. I wouldn't have done that because it just there's no answer. You can't be saying with a straight face that you care about consoles and go third party. It's just not something you can't do. I mean, and we could say this and that, and it's the future, and that this and that. The bottom line is that you're still in competition with PlayStation. PlayStation guys are all focused on it as well. They still find you competition, if not, whatever. And they're gonna have everything, and you're gonna have shit. It's just I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think you could do that to the fans. Also, them lying about exclusivity with Starfield when they pushed it in 2022 so hard. That stuff was what stuck to me and what really got my craw. But like in actuality, I played PlayStation, and I have to say, man, I gave it a fair shot before being like stupid about it and not giving it any chance because I'm stubborn. But when I did try PlayStation and I really gave it a shot and I like played the system, used the UI, used the controller, man, that's a fine ass system, man. So the reality is
It does feel really premium. Like
it
It
feels
first
does.
thing
I
I
mean,
know
it
about, I was
is.
like,
It
damn,
Yeah.
this
really
this
is.
kind of premium. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie.
And then
you
it's
have all those
different.
games.
Yeah.
Like then, like for me, like I have God of War, The Last of Us, like all these super duper hits. By the time I'm done finishing all of them, I'm gonna have
Your backlog
Starfield
is
on
crazy.
PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like it's all coming. So for me, it's just for a proposition that I still love console gaming. I still love gaming. I just rather be with something that gets my $40, $30 a month, whether it be plus, and buying games or my money. I'd rather go with something that I know is going to last, and I don't really think in the next 2-3 years Xbox will even be a glimmer of like I just think they're going to be identityless. It's just going to be like EA or Ubisoft, like hey, they used to have one console, they're still making games, but it's all over the place. The identity really isn't there, and it's sad because they have such an awesome community, great gamers, and it's just a bad situation in my opinion. And at the time when it happened, it was either like you guys said, like Microsoft said to them, either do this or
Yeah.
I guess his other option was get fired and just say I'm not doing it or go ahead with it. I don't think Phil really would want this. I think he would. I think the smartest thing to do would give it one chance to the end of 2024. Then, if you gave it a chance and you didn't sell more, and he's still selling like a ridiculous low amount of consoles, then yeah, you got to reevaluate. But they just too fast, knee
Yeah.
jerked at the beginning of the year.
Reactionary. Like
Yeah,
that's what I was saying about the industry and just in general, they were reactionary. When COVID hit, it was reactionary. Let's
yeah,
hire all these people, blah blah blah, because we don't know what's going to happen. Da 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 da. And now COVID's over, and they're like, oh, we hired too many people, blah blah blah. And it's just like, yo, slow down.
yeah.
Because the one who's weathered it really well, and this is not me trying to shit on anybody, but Nintendo weathered COVID really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slow and steady
Yeah.
through the whole thing.
Yeah. Kept stringing
Yeah.
people along with the Metroid too. And you know what? I always want to ask this, right? Like, just there's some pie in the sky stuff that I want to experience and I want to like talk about. Like, I want to play the Craig version of Halo Infinite. I want to like that. I want to play that. I really do. I want to see a whole documentary around that, and I want to play that.
For sure.
And but this is my thing, right? Because this is how I truly believe Xbox or Microsoft lost faith in Xbox console. If you really wanted to move everybody over to your console, the quickest, easiest way would have been to make Call of Duty exclusive. Keep Warzone and available to everybody, but make every other aspect of Call of Duty exclusive. As crazy as that sounds, that would have immediately moved a large portion of casual gamers, which is the majority of the market, to Xbox. Because why? Most people play Call of Duty. Like
I don't think they would have let the deal go through though, if that was the true plan.
I think that part, Hugger.
Agreed.
They
And
would have shut that deal down immediately. If
Xbox had to make that caveat, or there wouldn't even be a conversation. She's right.
Yeah, if you are planning to strangle the market, you're not gonna get it. Straight up.
Yeah.
That's not even a situation that we can hypothetically, because it's not gonna happen. Yeah, baby girl.
Is this? I don't know. This might be stupid because you might be like, why not just
No
buy a
such thing as a
PC?
stupid question.
But what if you were able to just upgrade the parts in your Xbox instead of them putting out a new Xbox?
They do it on PlayStation.
Modular Xbox would be amazing.
They do it on PlayStation. I mean,
Like, you
PlayStation
what do you mean?
modular.
Well, the
You can
SSD.
put
You
you
know
say
why,
like
though,
that's a
Des?
small thing.
Everything that's branded. So like PC, you can buy a part off the shelf and it's like it'll kind of work, whatever. Everything is
Right, right.
branded, and you have to get an Xbox proprietary card, even though we know it's not proprietary. You have to get a PlayStation branded thing. Otherwise, it does. It's like Apple; it won't work. So
Right.
I think
But if you just
the
sold the
accessibility's there.
shell, you know, if you just sold the shell, because people are buying whole Xboxes anyway
Oh
and not playing
God,
them. If you just sold the shell and
could you
then just
imagine?
released it up, you know, every couple of 4 or 5 years, released new parts for it,
But that's
and
just a
that's the only
PC.
time you could get it. That's what I said.
But
People
it's
are going to
not.
say it's just a PC, but it's
No, but
not.
no, I get what you're saying. But could you imagine like going on like I don't know MSI or whatever, like their website, and you're like looking, and it's like, oh, the console modular parts. Like here's the new motherboard for the console series
I
to
think that
fit in your.
kills the identity because when you ask people why they play console, a lot of times they're gonna tell you plug and play.
True.
I think that would
That's
kill the identity of
Can
But
play.
if
console.
the
I mean, you
part
can do
is
that with
plug and
PC
play,
right now. Yeah, you can do that with PC right now.
we're
Plug and
I,
talking about if they made exclusive parts just or strictly like
just
Xbox, put that
just
BT
for the
in, you
Xbox.
move on. I'm not talking
Do you
about
know
like
how
what we
many
gotta
I would
do, take
buy
the screw off.
it would be
and
cheaper.
plug in? It would be cheaper. That's my point. It would have been cheaper
Yeah.
just to make the parts. You don't have to really worry about marketing the same way that you have to worry about marketing a whole new system. Every couple of years, they'd just be like, yo, we got the newest parts up, blah, blah, blah. They wouldn't say it like that.
Because
But
fame,
you know
I
what
know
I'm
you'd
saying?
swap your graphics card
You
out.
I
would
wonder.
swap out your graphics card.
Hey, but I wonder though, the next thing is would we then turn into an issue of hey, this game only works on the 3rd gen Xbox processor.
Yeah, you would. And then you would have to
So,
wait and get the new
so
one to
now we're
update your
really
stuff.
PC. But then we're
But it
starting to
would
creep
cost
into get the
less,
PC.
right? Yeah, but then it would cost less, right? I mean, when I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember when Xbox was first coming up and people were saying, "Oh, it's just like a mini PC."
Yeah, oh, that was the whole
That
point.
was that
Yeah.
was the whole point. So like,
Hey,
why
Xbox
didn't
used
they
to
just
burn
stay with that?
CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox used to
Oh
do
yeah.
everything.
Oh
It was
yeah. Oh
it was
yeah.
just more
You got to
cost
rip
effective,
music onto
right?
it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Make
if you
Xbox
can
great
sell
again.
right, if you can sell an Xbox at like $500, but then you could make parts and sell them cheaper, but people could still keep, like, why
Xbox
not do
needs to
that?
bring back CD burning. I bet
Well,
you
that's
if they do that, I buy one.
that could. I've heard people also talk about modular designs where you just like
Yeah.
slip it in. But yeah, I mean, it's just I'm thinking, you know, just seeing you guys talking passionately about hardware just gets me to thinking like that's the thing. I think all Xbox fans love hardware and they want
Yeah.
Xbox to make hardware. So that's the whole thing with me. I mean, if they come out with something new, maybe I definitely would want to try it, even though I have my issues. But you know, I mean, I just don't know where it went all south. Like it went from bad, it went from okay, like in 2022, like when they were doing well, like right after 2022, they were actually in a good position, and then it just went from bad to just worst to then just like worse
Because it
than
got
even
beyond gamers' attention. It wasn't until 2022 that the deal really started to go through in the Forbes articles, and regular people paid attention. They're like,
And
"Why is
also,
this
do you
company
think
moving
that
this much money?"
I have a question? Do you think I think I'm going to ask you, do you think the lack of games really hurt them in 2022? Like them having the delays of Starfield and
It's hurting them
Redfall,
now.
and
I
like
think
them just
for
having nothing that year, I just think really pissed people off.
I think so, but I
What's
think
the
that's more for the social media crowd than us. Because I'll be
well?
honest,
Okay. Okay.
like
Tinfoil hat bearing time. Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Hugger. I'm so sorry.
Conspiracy theory.
I would rather for us, we know, let that shit cook. Mass Effect Andromeda, baby, you could have done with another year in the oven. Like we are
Yeah.
fine with letting games
They
cook.
still bought it. Gamers are so
Girl, I
finicky. They
bought it.
still
I
bought
bought
it.
it.
They still
I
bought
Well,
bought
it.
Yeah, but it
Anthem,
could have been
the
so much
collector's
better
edition.
though.
Yeah, I agree.
okay.
Like if they held out Halo Infinite a whole year and then released it with everything that they've had after that year, think about that. How
I want
much,
that
even though
Craig
people
edition
would,
though.
that
I
would
want the
be
Craig
the
edition.
Craig edition.
I want
But
to
I
play
mean,
it.
that game was put out like kind of too early, especially on the live service end.
Yes.
That's why I want to know
Yeah.
what does day one Xbox Series X Halo Infinite look like? The one that's on the box. Like, what is that game? Because I need to know
stock of
what
30.
that game is. Like, I'm just so intrigued because they like you had so much it was on your box. I think it's still on the console. Like if you go buy the Series X right now, like that's what I'm saying. Like, what was that game? I want to experience that.
Is that the one that came out with
gonna
the
drop it on
Xbox
Internet
with the
Archive.
It's probably
stars?
just Halo with lack of polygons, like you know, like when you play
the
Doom,
bullets.
like,
The
you play,
bullets
like,
don't make
real-
noise. It just like
remember when we played like back in the day when
Particle
the graphics,
effects.
like the guys, the faces had no, they were just polygons.
oh
Like,
yeah,
it was
everything's
good.
all smooth.
Pretty
No,
good.
Give us
looks
that
like
GoldenEye
GoldenEye.
97
Like,
game.
like that was like awesome graphics, but like now
Hey.
it's like,
No, okay. So this is my tinfoil hat time, and I'm gonna be quiet because I talk way too
Yeah,
damn much.
because after this, we got to get to the last.
I know.
For an hour and a half. We got. I even took a topic out. So after this, we're gonna switch to the last topic. We're gonna get folks out of here.
I'm already knowing. So look, check this out. What's the chances that we see Microsoft issuing orders for Xbox to slip on purpose, like just to have bad numbers to then justify full third party?
I don't think
'Cause
they
look,
do
Or
that,
hat.
'cause it's
Why would you
already
purposely lose money?
it's already
Well, no, see, that's the thing. We're talking about a company that would make all that money back immediately. Look, you just made double on Sea of Thieves on another console.
they're going full third
risk
party,
marketing.
bro. There's no, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd bet my lien in the house. I put a lien on my house. They're going third party. It was discussed when they said the Xbox is a screen on fucking PlayStation 5. There's your answer. Like they are going full force. It's just a matter of time. 2025.
Blue Hearts, baby.
So yeah, Blue Hearts. Like 2025 will be the year they really amp it up.
Des was
I
agreeing with
love
me.
the messages.
It's called.
Hard.
There's a thing called risk marketing though, where there's a company, the short story company, makeup company. They just released a super dark pigment. It's basically black paint. There's no other pigment. It's black. It's
ridiculous.
insulting.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's just blackface.
But now everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Talking about it, and they know once they release their more inclusive shades that they are going to be praised for it. So it's risk marketing.
Yep.
They do something crazy now where people are talking about you, and then when you fix the problem in a couple months or a year, then it's going to be all great, and people are like, "Look at the strides you've made." When you see stuff like this, it's risk marketing. When it's
Hey,
something
WB
crazy,
killing its
it wouldn't
own-
make sense.
risk here, man.
I don't think they're risking it. I think as soon as they decided to put their games on Xbox, that was the beginning of the end. I honestly
PlayStation.
feel
agreed.
I'm sorry,
I mean,
PlayStation.
I know what
that
you
was
meant.
the
I know
They
what
beginning,
you
look
yeah.
like they were hostages in that podcast.
They did. They
going on?
Famous.
So, I mean-
last topic.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead,
it's the last
fan.
topic.
Fan gonna shoot us.
My bad. No. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. We missed a week. Tim Dog was on Color People time, so it just happened. You know, we was going a little long today. It's fine. I did axe off the
Holding
butt
back
end.
tears.
It's okay, Tim Dog. You want a bus today?
God.
Move on.
Sure.
We can give him hate like they
Well,
giving
the whole
Assassin's
day,
Creed
12
hate.
o'clock.
I'm done.
New
We didn't
York
even talk
time.
about that.
12 New York time.
Leave
What we're gonna do? We're
Creed
gonna have
out
a
your
whole nother
motherfucking
show.
mouth, fam.
We're on East
We'll have
Coast
another show
time.
talking about the last topic and Assassin's Creed, but I do want to bring up Square Enix, right? Because we talk so much about Xbox possibly leaving the game, leaving the hardware market. We talked about how PlayStation is the dominant hardware market at the moment. Square Enix is now saying, hey, we're not doing exclusive PlayStation stuff no more. Like, we're going full third party. Because there was a moment in time, including up until this, that Square Enix was pretty much a de facto PlayStation first party studio, right? And when you think Final Fantasy, you think PlayStation. I'm not saying that Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 3, I'm not saying those weren't successful, but obviously Square Enix isn't getting the return that they thought that they would be getting, right? I guess that even the Tim Dog, I do want to swing to you first. Your thoughts on Square Enix going, you know what, we're going to go fully third party. I mean, they are the third party, but we're going to not do exclusives no more. Does this mean if Xbox still does hardware, we're going to get, let's say the Final Fantasy 9 remake is real? Is that going to Xbox day one along with PlayStation, or is this more of a PC play?
I do think it's both. I think that the games will come to Xbox. I think that that's their end goal, but I don't know marketing or contractually what Sony has on it because I think whatever they have they had strong language, but it expires in time. So do I think those games could come? Yes, I think Final Fantasy 16 will be the first to come. I think it's good that they're going third party. They kind of learned their lesson. You know, for Final Fantasy 7, the remake did well, but then Final Fantasy 16 didn't. And you know, you really can't with that game. They should never have excluded the PC, and that's what they did with their last game. So it is definitely, I think, first and foremost a PC play, but Xbox is also considered as well. You know, I saw a lot of people like, "Where's your same energy, Tim?" I think it's a lot different. You know, they're not making consoles, and I don't have a vesting interest in them. I'm not even I mean, I want to play. I played some Final Fantasy, but like you know, I'm not the biggest fan of them at all. So, but you know, like they do have a huge following, and I think this is better off for them. I just think that they're just signaling that they're not going to do any PlayStation exclusive deals anymore. Um, you know, which Sony I think benefited more overall from the whole thing. They got a big game this year that's going to be exclusive for a while. So I think overall it's a good thing. But the industry they also had layoffs. The
They
industry is
did.
really it's hit hard right now, and I think that there's going to be a lot of resetting going on. But I don't think that it's as dire as people make it. I think games will still come, but the decisions and the games to do such big products, they have to do better at that because once you go into full production, the games are just they're really still too expensive to make to the economy of everything that's going on. Like you're talking about like $60 million doesn't get you a AAA. 100 million will, but like to recoup that, you have to sell like 5 million on one console and PC. That's very hard to do. So it has to come you have to, I guess safe betting is the word they're going to have to do. But the industry itself has to work itself out. And I do think that they will. There might be a lull in games, but in the end, I think we'll get Grand Theft 6, and that's going to be awesome. And people will just play that for a long time. But it has to be a reset period. There might be more things coming down the line, like pricing. I don't know. Maybe they go up again. I know that we don't want to hear that, but there's things that has to happen to still kind of fit this the way out. Some people say AI will fix it because AI can do a lot of the things that people do for developing and like just do it very doesn't have to have that much overhead and then people get upset, but that does suck because people lose jobs and it could make it do it faster, but they say AI can help. Who knows? It's a long debate, but overall the industry is definitely in a reset, and
Shout
Xbox
out to
is on a full
Yeah,
reset.
we're in
We're
a
good
transition
on
period.
third party.
yeah.
Oh my
Shout out to Hugger with the Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 9 is the best Final Fantasy
So
game. Shout out to
this
with the
is
Final Fantasy 9 clip below. Go ahead, Hugs. I'm
this
sorry.
is called Project Memoria Project. This is not any Final Fantasy 9
It's not
gameplay. This
official,
is a
yeah.
proof of concept. So Memoria Project on YouTube if you want to look it up. It's really friggin' cool. Like they've gone through and done 50 artists, done a whole bunch of stuff.
Because I don't care where Final Fantasy 9 is going, I'm gonna play it. But Dallas, as we're getting close to the end of the podcast, I gotta get y'all up out of here. Sony, I'm sorry, Square Enix was in bed with the PlayStation and was like, "You ain't cutting it for me. I need others." You know what I'm saying? This bed is too
Need a side
big and
chick.
you ain't enough. How you feel about that, bro? Oh, I think he gone. Dang, I really leaned into that too
You
for him not to
did.
be at his desk. I
You
did.
did.
But y'all, we should
I'm
have
gonna
known
say that.
Square was in a wild side when they got rid of Tomb Raider, so I don't know.
Yeah, and that new Tomb Raider show logo looks like who pointed that? It looks like Xbox Games for Gold. I think it was Anchorman. You look at the new Tomb Raider show logo, it looks like the game's for go. B, I'm gonna swing over to you. And as we get ready to swing up out of here, your thoughts on Square Enix saying that PlayStation just ain't cutting it for them no more. Like they can't do it alone. They need a side chick.
I think Square has some weird expectations. And
everything seems to fail, right?
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't
expectation with them.
Yeah, like I'm like, dang, y'all mean, but
we were saying Enoch. What was that?
Failure.
You
you talking about Outriders?
Wasn't that Square Enix?
Yep, and then they weren't happy with that, and which was weird. And that once again, that was selling a game not meeting expectations in terms of what they were putting out there to the world because it looked like games as a service and it was not. But that's cool that they're opening up. I mean, a lot of people were buying PlayStations to play, to play Spider-Man, to play Final Fantasy, to play these things were happening. So, I mean, hell, for Final Fantasy 16, I went and got mine. So
that didn't even look that good.
I didn't finish it, but
you don't finish.
But Square going multi. Hey, I did beat Unicorn Overlord, but yes. So, long story short, Square Enix. It's cool. That's cool. Games everywhere, because that's the name of the game now. That's the phrase that pays. Gaming everywhere, as Johnny would say. Free to games.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm a pull the plug on 290, right? Because we've gone over our time. Shout out to the homie Tim Dog. Again, he was on CP time, but I love that my brother came through. We got to get you back on again, Tim. We'll get you on the right time zone this time.
Yeah, I'll definitely come on, Dave, on the right time. I'm sorry about that, but
no, it's all good, brother. Listen, we're gonna get up out of here. Don't forget. Make sure you guys go to LV1gaming.com. Bunch of dope stuff coming. I have a review getting ready to drop, but waiting on embargo to lift here in the next couple of weeks. I'm ready to drop this review for this game because I'm really enjoying it. I'll be streaming Big Boy. I'll be streaming Big Boy Boxing this weekend. Make sure you guys come out and watch me throw hands. I really be throwing hands like that. Don't forget, next Tuesday, I will be back for 15 minutes of fame. The Tuesday after that, Cogs in the Machine will be returning. Make sure you guys go check out Des and all the wonderful things she does with Dames for Games and Freedom Games, because she's the hardest working woman in the industry. If you are a creator, please reach out to her. She does amazing things in the community, especially what she's doing with Dames for Games is spectacular, and I want to support her. And Level 1 wants to support her in everything she does with Dames for Games. So make sure you guys go follow my girl. Make sure you guys go follow my homie PSN Tim Dog, formerly known as S-Class Tim Dog, formerly known as Beastfire?
I was Beastfire Tim Dog, and then my original and this is the real back in the old days, Project Natal fan.
Project Natal.
That was before me.
Damn.
I came along with Beastfire. That's back when you was on TXR, right?
They told me, and then we went with Beastfire. It was actually the Beastfire was codenamed for I had heard behind the scenes that Xbox was going to go with Xbox One X, and we remember at the time, like, Xbox had the resolution, and everyone said the console sucked, the resolution was low, and then they came out with that, and that was pretty cool. Project Scorpio and stuff like that when it came out, but yeah, now I'm PSN Tim Dog, and I think I'm here to stay.
we knew the day Xbox failed when they lost Tim Dog.
For real.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Tragic. Listen, we're gonna get up out of here. We'll be back next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time. With all that said, congratulations, you guys leveled up to 290. This was the Level 1 Gaming Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.